Good morning, students. Here is the concept map of chapter 2, acid, bases and salts. We have already completed with the revision of the chapter. Now just we'll go through the chapter in brief. First of all, we'll discuss about the chemical properties of acids. Acids, they reacts with metals and liberate hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is released when acids comes in contact with the metal. This is the first special characteristic feature of the acids. This hydrogen gas, it can be detected by bringing a burning splinter near the gas, and when it burns with a pop sound, it produces a pop sound, then we say that this gas released is hydrogen gas. Second property is that acid reacts with metal carbonates and gives carbon dioxide and water. So when metal carbonates reacts with acids, then carbon dioxide and hydrogen gas are released. So where the carbonates are present, whenever you find that carbonate is there, that means when it reacts, it releases carbon dioxide. Next is that the reaction of acids with bicarbonate. It also gives carbon dioxide and water. Now here next we talk about the physical properties. Physical properties of acids. Physical properties, the first property is that the acids are sour in taste, like curd is sour in taste, lemon is sour in taste. Okay, so these substances, these food, they are sour in taste, that means they contain acids. Second is that when acids comes in, when we bring the blue litmus paper in the acid, when we dip the blue litmus paper in the acid, it turns to red. The color changes from blue to red. So that's why that is the indication that the substance is acid. Then acids are corrosive in nature, that means they are burning in sensation. Okay, they corrode the substances. Next is they conduct electricity. Acids conduct electricity in their solution form. And next is they give hydrogen ions. Acids releases hydrogen ions. So these are the physical and chemical properties of acids. Now on the basis of their types or action, acids are characterized into two. One is the strong acids, the other one as a weak acids. Strong acids are the acids which when dissolve in water, they get completely ionized and produce hydrogen ion. Okay, complete ionization occurs, that means it dissociates completely into its ions. That's why it is called as strong acids. For example, hydrochloric acid, HCl. This HCl is what? When it dissolves in water, it dissociates into its ion, that H plus ion and Cl plus ion. Next we talk about the weak acids. Weak acids are the acids which when dissolved in water or in the solution form, they produces partial ion. That means it does not get dissociates completely, only partial or some part of it, some amount of the acid produces small amount of its ions or hydrogen ion. For example, H2CO3, carbonic acid. This was about the metals, acids properties, chemical properties as well as the physical properties. Now we talk about the bases. Now here about the bases, first of all we'll discuss about the physical properties of bases. Bases are bitter in taste. Bases are bitter in taste. They are soapy to touch, slippery, soapy. Bases turn red litmus blue. When red litmus paper is brought in or dipped in the base, then that red litmus paper, it turns to blue. Bases also conduct electricity in their solution as acids, and the major difference between base and acid is that acids releases or gives hydrogen ion, whereas bases gives hydroxide ion, OH ions. Now on the basis of the chemical properties, the characteristics are that bases, they reacts with metals and produces salts and hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gases are liberated by the acids also when acids reacts with metal. In the same way, when bases reacts with metal, they also produce hydrogen gas along with the production of salt. Bases, they reacts with oxides of non-metals. So this oxides of non-metal, it neutralizes the effect and then it produces salt and water. So these are the chemical properties. Now on the basis of the dissociation, bases are characterized into strong bases. Strong bases, that means base completely dissociate into its ions on dissolution in water. And weak bases, that means partial dissociation into ions occurs. So the example of strong bases are sodium hydroxide NaOH and potassium hydroxide KOH. For weak bases, examples are ammonium hydroxide and calcium hydroxides, means the partial dissociation of substances occurs into their ions. Now on the basis of the solubility, bases can be characterized into two, that is water soluble and water insoluble bases. Water soluble bases, they are called as alkali. Now when we know that when acids, they reacts with bases, results in the formation of salts and water is released. So now we'll discuss about the salts. Here is the common salt. We know generally we use it in a home, also in the food. It is a major ingredient of the food, that is common salt called as sodium chloride. And this sodium chloride is used in the production of other salts also. So here we say that sodium hydroxide, the first member of the salt family which we have to discuss is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide formula is NaOH. It is obtained from sodium chloride. When sodium chloride reacts with water in the presence of electricity, when electricity is passed, then the solution of salt in water, that is called as brine. So when electricity is passed through the brine, sodium hydroxide is produced, NaOH is formed, and chlorine gas and hydrogen gas are released. Though electricity is passed, so we say that it is the chlorine ion. Chlorine gas is released at the anode and hydrogen gas is released at the cathode. So this is the process of formation of sodium hydroxide when electricity is passed through sodium chloride solution, which is also called as brine. Next we talk about is the bleaching powder. Bleaching powder formula is CaOCl2. So this CaOCl2, or we call it as bleaching powder, it is obtained by the reaction of calcium hydroxide with chlorine. Calcium hydroxide, when reacts with chlorine, gives calcium oxychloride, or we call it as bleaching powder, along with the water. Bleaching powder is used in different purposes for cleansing action, in laundry and everything. Okay, next we talk about the third member of the salt family is sodium hydrogen carbonate, which is called as baking soda. This baking soda is generally used in the homes, okay, for cooking purposes. Now how this baking soda is prepared, that means the reaction, the common salt NaCl is reacted with water, then carbon dioxide and ammonia. So when sodium chloride, it reacts with water, carbon dioxide and ammonia, then sodium hydrogen carbonate is produced. This sodium hydrogen carbonate is baking soda. Along with this, ammonium chloride is also produced. Now this is the baking soda, formation of baking soda, and the uses of baking soda is usually in the cooking material. Okay, it makes the substance or the eatable food substance crispy. Now we talk about the fourth member of the salt family, that is called as washing soda. Washing soda is the compound of sodium carbonate. This sodium carbonate is produced when sodium bicarbonate, this baking soda, when combines or when we allow this baking soda to heat, then sodium carbonate is formed. When baking soda is heated, then sodium carbonate is formed, and this sodium carbonate, when allowed to form or react with the water, then it forms washing soda. So these are the four members of the salt family which we have to discuss. The next thing is about the salts we have to discuss is the water of crystallization. Next thing which is important, that is water of crystallization. Water of crystallization means a specific amount of water is required in the solution or to make it into the crystal form. That means pure substance to organized into the crystal form. For example, copper sulfate. Copper sulfate, it contains or it is blue in color in the crystallized form, but when we heat it, that crystal, it break into powdered form and the color of the crystal changes from blue to white. So that blue color is due to the presence of water in it, which gets evaporated when we heat it. So here is the short brief of the chapter. Just